Good evening. This will also be my first grown-up story time. Thank you for your time. Join me, if you will, for a trip to the pool. I'm the type of person that is always on edge. I was trained that way. Raised by a single mother in a tough neighborhood. My mother's small. I'm a small guy, and my little brothers are also small. In fact, to this day, my youngest brother is the tallest one in the family. He's just shy of 6 feet. So my mom taught us to always be aware of our surroundings and never get caught in a bad situation. She would tell us stories of people, innocent bystanders that were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So we lived in a dangerous place. My mom would always warn us, be careful. We might not be bigger and stronger, but we can always be smarter. So we lived in a neighborhood right next to Acres Homes in North Houston. A lot fucking smarter. It was a regular occurrence for me to see Swisher House wrappers at my neighborhood pool, and my house was broken into a couple times a year. A man once stole a radio out of my mom's car while my mom was in the driveway yelling for help. Needless to say, my dad wasn't around very much. When my parents got divorced, he was pretty much never around, so my mom left me in charge of my 2 little brothers a lot. I love my little brothers. I taught them everything I know. I taught them how to ride a bike, I taught them how to climb trees, I taught them how to steal second base, I taught them how to be smart on the street because they had to walk to their bus stop every day by themselves because my bus left earlier. I was always on edge. To some extent, I still am. My girlfriend thinks it's really weird that I walk into a restaurant and I look around for all the exits, size people up. Prefer to have my seat towards the back of the restaurant where I can still see the whole place and I'm closer to the rear exit. And if I'm sitting with my back to the main entrance, I have to move. I need to sit with my back to a wall, never to a door or a window. I've gotten better about it over the years, but it's ingrained in me. So just last week, I was eating my lunch with my mom, and during the meal, she touched my hand. She quietly told me, "Your back is to that window, but I have a good view of it. Don't worry, hon." Sometimes I forget about this aspect of my childhood because there were so many frightening memories for me. I was just a boy, but I felt responsible for protecting my younger brothers. I mean, that was my job. I was always prepared. But of all the things from the neighborhood, the one that scared me the most, that happened pretty early on, I wasn't prepared because I didn't see it coming. I was only 6 years old, and I was walking my mom and my baby brother to the pool. And my mom was 6 months pregnant with my other brother at the time. So she was pushing my baby brother in a stroller. And I was walking in front of them, scanning the area, making sure we're safe. Out of nowhere, 2 fucking Rottweilers, came sprinting up to us. And I was scared out of my mind. So I jumped out. And the Rottweilers are barking and barking in my baby brother's face, and their snouts are all in the stroller, and they're growling and barking and intimidating, and I began to cry. I felt really guilty that I jumped back instead of staying in front of the stroller. I should be blocking these dogs from my baby brother, I thought. Yeah, like I was thinking anything at that moment. I wanted to move between them, but I couldn't move. I just stood there, weeping. And my mother was whispering, "Shh, it's okay, it's okay." And these dogs are fucking barking. So I just know these dogs are about to attack, and then, without a warning, my baby brother reaches his little baby hand up out of the little stroller and slaps the dog across the face. Yeah, I know, and the dog starts barking, and he's like, "What the fuck? This little baby just bitch slapped me?" So now my mom starts crying, and now I was trying to muster enough courage to wrestle 2 dogs that are twice my size, so my brother doesn't get eaten. And the dogs begin to growl, and again, my baby brother just fucking slaps the dog again from in the stroller. So Everybody freezes. And then this man comes running from around the corner with like 2 empty leashes. He's like a huge, fat man that was completely out of breath. And so he took a second to breathe. And he whistles really loud. Whatever, I can't whistle like a fat guy out of breath. Thank you. Here, now, he screams, and without hesitation, the 2 dogs obediently trot away, and my brother was not eaten. So after a couple of moments, my mom smiles at me, and she asks, "You still want to go to the pool?" Yeah. And we kept walking. So my brothers don't recall a lot that happened in that neighborhood. We moved when we were old enough for middle school. And there are so many things that happened while I was living there. I was jumped on multiple occasions, and our house was broken into, and our car was broken into, and multiple kidnappings on the street, and I got in multiple fights sticking up for kids just like me and my brothers who were just scared and small. But I vaguely recall the details of these incidents. Walking to the pool is the only incident I can vividly remember.